The next team innovatively addressed the challenge, but then also addressed something else. And that's, I think, was the key inflection point for us, is they were addressing two big problems simultaneously. So I'm going to make sure I get this name right. The next choice is Meliora.
Very stressed.
Hi, I'm Ibrahim. I lived all my life in a refugee camp until I came for college. 2 years after I came, Lebanon suffered from a trash crisis where 6 out of the 9 landfills in the whole country closed, and trash accumulated on the streets, creating rivers of garbage in the middle of the capital, as you can see. To make things even worse, Lebanon was forced to burn and dump trash in the sea and in populated areas.
I lived in Syria my entire life and saw how war tore my country apart. 5 years ago, we didn't have any refugees, but now we have over 13 million of my people as either internally displaced or as refugees. 1.1 million of them live in Lebanon, where 230,000 of them live in vulnerable tents and makeshift camps. These tents, let's take a minute and imagine them. They're not similar to the one we're sitting in. They're made out of the nylon cover sheet on the outside with scrap wooden frame on the inside. These tents can't protect refugees from the vulnerable winter weather, from the harsh winter weather in Lebanon, forcing them to burn their trash as a method for warmth and disposal. These tents can't protect, they're vulnerable to fire outbreaks and are expensive, costing between $2,000 to $3,000 to install, maintain, and insulate. Now, in 2015, 160 tents out of 300 in a camp burned down, and 10 lives were lost, where $400,000 worth of tents were destroyed. Refugees are forced to live in these tents because of a Lebanese law that identifies them as displaced and allows them to live in non-permanent structures only. This problem is not limited to Lebanon alone. We can see other countries in the region such as Jordan, Turkey, Iraq, and Egypt with similar problems as well.
This house is the solution to the trash and housing problem, and this is why. These houses are made out of Lego-style bricks, which are completely made out of recycled plastic, 60% of which is non-recyclable, thus closing the plastic cycle. They can be assembled and deassembled in 2 days, solving the legality issue of permanent housing while providing the refugees with a dignified home that they can take with them wherever they go. These building blocks are non-toxic, non-flammable, preventing hands from burning down. They're also good heat insulators, protecting people from the harsh winter. Compared to the price of a tent, its insulation, and the gas for warmth, these houses are 20% cheaper on average. Additionally, these houses are modular, meaning that you can start with a smaller unit and then expand it according to your financial. Syrians in Lebanon are only allowed to work in 3 sectors: waste, agriculture, and construction, and we offer refugee employment in 2 out of the 3.
Now, why us? A previous experience in establishing a successful entrepreneurial venture in Lebanon and a web of strategic partners. From Colombia, we have Conceptos Plásticos, who owns the IP for the technology transfer the recycled waste to the houses you see in front of you. They've also agreed to help us in implementing this company. Last month, we visited the company where we built this modular unit within 3 hours and no construction experience whatsoever. We also visited a recycling center that sourced recycled waste for 5,000 individuals. Internationally, we have the United Nations Refugee Council, who has shown interest in our solution and has submitted a proposal on our behalf to the Lebanese government. They've also offered to connect us to other offices in the region to scale up our solution in the Middle East to countries such as Jordan and Egypt. Locally, we have Recycle Beirut, who is on the forefront of tackling this trash crisis while employing Syrian refugees in order to better their image in the eyes of the local. Finally, we have the Qatari Red Crescent Society, who is one of our previously established partners and has multiple medical and social initiatives in the region. They will be helping us in implementing our pilot program. In this program, we have chosen 4 refugee families who we will be shipping houses to from Colombia and using their experience to guide our implementation process.
For implementation, we chose the Bekaa region of Lebanon because it houses 3/4 of the refugees, 60% of which live in tents. We want to run a facility that produces 100 homes per month and thus reaching 6,000 refugees directly in 1 year. We expect to sell our houses at around $2,500, and in order for the refugees to afford this, we're working on a financing payment plan that meets their monthly income. Additionally, the cost of the house can be reduced by involving the refugees in the plastic collection process. Also, we expect international organizations such as UNHCR and local NGOs to cover partially or fully the cost of these dignified semi-permanent homes, since they sell at a competitive price compared to their current tents and they don't require any additional maintenance or installation. Although we're targeting housing for refugees directly, we are not limited by that sector. We offer our product to the public, which can be used to build schools, clinics, warehouses, fences, sheds, etc. Within 1 year, we want to expand our production capacity locally and replicate our model into countries with similar conditions to Lebanon, such as Turkey, Iraq, and Jordan. Yesterday, the 4 of us went and had steak at Hillstone for lunch. 4 years ago, it would have taken the 4 of us weeks of work in order to afford this. Now we are in a place of privilege and we want to make a difference. By rebuilding one refugee's home, we want to start a ripple effect that restores the sense of dignity and hope to all those displaced by war and conflict. Thank you.
Congratulations, that was an excellent presentation. Did I understand you when you said that they have to live in tents because that's legally required because they're displaced people?
Yeah. So I'm a second-generation Palestinian refugee in Lebanon. My mom was born in Lebanon. I was born in Lebanon, and I'm still a Palestinian refugee. But technically, legally, I'm considered displaced. There's no refugees that can stay in Lebanon. I'm not allowed to purchase a permanent house. So we're not allowed to live in permanent structures.
So then this is tantamount to the same as a tent legally, you're saying?
Yeah, because it's semi-permanent, since you can build it and reassemble it in 2 days.
Got it. Thank you.
Can you talk a bit about the manufacturing process? Is there any, health risks associated with manufacturing?
So we visited the recycling process. I can't say a lot about it, but there's no health risk whatsoever. It's a simple extrusion model. The genius part about it is the molding and the formula to make the bricks themselves, but there's no health risk whatsoever. The nice thing about it is it's completely waste-proof, so any waste comes from cutting these bricks, goes back into the machine, and we make bricks from the mechanism. So it's a closed system.
So you mentioned that you wanted to get the refugees involved in some of the garbage collection process. Do you expect to collect the garbage in Lebanon, ship it to Colombia, and then ship it all the way back?
No, so
ideally we want to start the plant in Lebanon, and the reason why we want to involve the refugees in the collection process is to cheapen the cost of the houses, because recycled plastic is one of our main inputs to create these houses.
So you guys have tremendous domain knowledge, and kudos to you guys all for making it here, for coming up with something so incredibly impactful. So I have a question for you, because I lack an intimate understanding as you guys us know about the refugee ecosystem. So my understanding is that many of the organizations and NGOs buy the tents and deploy them currently. Is that correct? And so now you're telling me that either that's going to continue and they'll have these semi-permanent houses, but you're also saying that the refugees will have to buy these with some kind of financing plan. Do they have the money to be able to afford this?
So for that, we're working on a first of its kind financing payment plan that involves creating an impact social fund. And this is an initiative that's already taking place in Colombia through our partner Conceptos Plásticos, and with them we're hoping to replicate their best practice and create these financing payment plans for the refugees.
So then they'll own these bricks?
They will.
It's a one-time payment for investment in re-emergency and reconstruction of the company. So you're not getting a tent, you're also getting a permanent house so you can take back to Syria once the situation settles down.
Do you have any details on the amount of waste that you're actually taking out of the system?
So every house, the 21 meter squares, requires 2.4 tons of waste. It depends on the scaling up the model. The bigger you go, the more waste you recycle.
Are these dwellings, you mentioned that they could be expanded for hospitals and other facilities. Are they conducive to plumbing, electrical, and other things? And are there any risks involved?
So these bricks can be made with the holes inside of the extrusion where you can put piping and then run either electrical or plumbing through them.
And that's going to be time. We can have another round of applause.